Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be Take Care of You First. I've got a quote. You may have heard me use this once or twice before, but it's really important. I think it's great words to live by. It's a quote by Jim Rohn. And he said, I'll take care of me for you, and you take care of you for me. So I got an email here from a guy who's having some trouble. His girlfriend stuck him in the friend zone. He's obviously not very happy about that. He says, hey, Coach, I'm 27 years old, and I really need some advice right now. My girlfriend of almost 5 years broke up with me last April and said that we should just be friends. She added that we should focus more on our careers and find a steady job first. Lastly, she wanted to end our relationship because long-distance relationships never work. That's not really the real reason. The real reason that she broke up with you is she's just simply not that into you anymore, because obviously some of the things that you've been doing and saying over the last 5 years, she started to realize that obviously you guys aren't a good match, at least coming from where you are. So let's get a little further in his email, and you can see why things are going a little squirrely, and then we'll get back to that quote that I first mentioned. He says, I was in total shock and I wasn't prepared. Most guys aren't. That's usually how guys find out about my website, is they get dumped, their wife leaves them, their girlfriend cheats on them, whatever it happens to be, says it's not you, it's me, when she breaks up with them. Because people usually come to my website because things aren't going well in some area of their life. So he says, we had a happy relationship, at least as far as you thought. We started as casual sex partners and developed into a serious, loving relationship. And that's why I say hang out, have fun, and hook up with women, and why you don't need to focus on relationships or dating or labels or any of that bullshit. Because that's really, when you look at it, that's how relationships start out. You plan a date, you get together, you hang out, you focus on having a good time together. And then at some point, as she's feeling more and more attraction and warming up to you, she starts touching you, touching your arm, getting closer, putting herself nearer to you, so you can make a move and act upon the signals that she's giving you that she's ready to be kissed, and eventually lead the interaction to its successful conclusion in the bedroom. And that's how a successful date tends to go. The average woman tends to sleep with a guy by the second or third date. And so that's what happens. You start hanging out once a week, hanging out, having fun, and hooking up. Then you get together the next week, you do it again, and usually by the second or third week, the woman starts reaching out to you because she starts to realize you're going to basically call once a week. And as her interest goes up, she doesn't want to wait that long, and so she'll call you in hopes that you actually want to see her again quicker or more frequently than you did in the past. And then so you're hanging out 2 times a week. And then so by the 3rd, 4th week, you're usually going out twice a week. And then week 5 and 6, you're probably 3 to 4 times a week. You're seeing each other. And then it's usually like right around week 7 is when she really starts to feel deep love for you, and she starts telling you how she's never felt this way about a guy before, just because it's all about her emotions and what she's feeling when she's with you. And so you just hang out, have fun, hook up. And what happens is, as the woman's level of attraction grows, she starts wanting to be with you more and more. She starts calling you. She starts texting you. She starts sending you texts like, hey, I miss you. I was thinking about you. And then so after about 2 months, when she's in love with you, you pretty much, and you feel the same way, you're pretty much going to be together all the time. She'll usually be texting you 2-3 times a day by that point. And it makes things pretty easy because she's doing almost all of the calling, texting, and pursuing at that point. Just because if she's texting you or calling you 2-3 times a day, I mean, you're just going to make plans to get together, whether that night or the next day, and then you get off the phone. And it makes things really easy and effortless. And when a guy doesn't do that, when a guy over pursues, or he pursues too much, or he does too much, or like in this particular case, or this guy is going wrong, is he doesn't really have any goals. He doesn't really have a purpose in life. He doesn't have any ambition. And that's what masculine energy is all about. And so if you're a guy that's kind of adrift in your career, you're going to have struggles, and your girl is going to be encouraging you to go get your job. And that's why she said that, what was it? She said we should work on our careers first. what she's really saying is you really need to work on that more and focus on that more. So he says, I'm your typical needy kind of guy, and I think it's one of the reasons why she broke up with you. I say, well, if you know you're a needy type of guy, needy, nice guy, well, then obviously you've probably watched enough of my videos to realize that your behavior is, in essence, what led her to dump you. And it had nothing to do with a long-distance relationship, and it had everything to do with the fact that you just basically had turned her off. In other words, you talked her out of being in love with you. So he says, our relationship started to go cold when she found out that I was applying for a job overseas, but I wasn't very sure, just like any weak guy, and I have no real plans for myself. Yeah, being unsure of yourself is more of a feminine quality than it is a masculine quality, and women like guys. Women are sexually attracted to men who are driven, focused, and they're enthusiastically moving towards their dreams, even if their dreams may be a decade or 2 decades, 3 decades out into the future. They're moving towards them because they know exactly what they want and they have a passion for it, and they believe that they're in the process of getting it, even when life doesn't look like things are going their way. And if you've ever built a business or you want to become an entrepreneur, what you realize is most of the time, most of your ideas aren't going to be working, especially if you're trying to figure out a business from scratch. I mean, not everybody invents a website that blows up like a Facebook or a Twitter or something like that. The average entrepreneur that we all hear about and we think, oh, they're an overnight success. Nobody wants to look at all the hard work and the hours of practice and the fact that it took them 10 years. There's an old saying, it took me 10 years to become an overnight success. And the key is just to constantly focus on doing something that you really love and that you have a passion for, and always trying to refine your approach and trying to get better, trying to get more efficient, try to improve and enhance your skills, because the more skilled you become, the more value you will have to other people, and the more people will compensate you for the value that you can bring to their lives. So he says, I have no real plans for myself, and I'm a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He says, I told her days ago that I can't stand to be just friends, and I brought up a proposal of a new relationship that focuses on the now, not worrying about the future, no commitments, no promises, no drama type of relationship. She said maybe it could work, but lately she insists on just being friends again. Well, if that's how you feel, then just say, look, I'm not interested in that, but give me a call if you change your mind, and then walk away. Maybe 3 weeks go by, maybe a month goes by, maybe 2 months go by. But the bottom line is what you really should be doing is focusing on yourself. Just like, remember the quote I said earlier, I'll take care of me for you, and you take care of you for me. And that's the thing, your girl has obviously probably been trying to nudge you in this direction of doing something you have a passion for and going for it. And where she might have been initially excited that you were going for a job overseas, then you became unsure of yourself, in essence, acting like a woman. Being more in your feminine energy. And when you're with a woman, her natural essence is feminine energy and your natural essence is masculine energy. When you act that unsure of yourself, it causes her to want to seek to better her own career and her own life. Like I say all the time, women want you to be more of a man than they are. So he says, she also said that I should push through my plans of going abroad or she will not talk to me ever. I really need advice on what I should do and how a long-distance relationship can work. Please reply. Well, just like I said, walk away and focus on yourself. I mean, this is what a woman does in a relationship with a guy. That's what you're there for. You're there to give to one another. You're there to help each other grow and become more. And she's basically telling you, it's like, grow a set of balls, be a man, and develop some ambition, and go do something with a purpose in life. And if you don't do it, I don't want to talk to you more. That's her way of trying to motivate you to step up, grow a set of balls, and be a man. And even if you never get back together with this girl, she's giving you some good advice. She's telling you something that you really need to do, because obviously your girlfriend got turned off by the fact that you weren't handling your career and your purpose and your mission in life like a man should be. And say 6 months from now you meet another girl and you get in a relationship, but if you don't get this part of your life handled, if you don't get your career on track, if you don't get a purpose, something, and a passion for things, this is what's going to happen eventually. Your next girlfriend is going to leave you for the exact same reason that your girlfriend of 5 years did. And so the best thing that you can do, you want to know what you can do to best re-attract her if she comes back. Like I said, walk away, never look back. You've already told her you're not interested in being friends. She keeps throwing the friendship thing in your face, and that's why you walk away. So if she calls you or texts you or reaches out to you at some point in the future, assume it's because she changed her mind and she wants something more. And you're like, hey, baby, great to hear from you. I want to see you. When are you free to get together? When are you going to come visit me? And if she throws a friendship thing in your face, say, honey, I adore you, I love you, but I told you I'm not interested in being just your friend. I'm not interested in becoming your gay male girlfriend. If you care about me, hop on a plane and come see me. And if not, it's been great. I really enjoyed our time together, but I told you I want what I want. I can't just talk to you and not be able to touch you, not be able to hold you, not be able to make love to you, not be able to kiss you like you used to in the past. It's like it doesn't work for me. And then you got to stick to it. You got to stand up for yourself, and you got to speak your truth, and you got to be congruent with those words. You can't tell her one moment, no, I'm not interested in that, and the next minute continue calling her. And I think you haven't mentioned it here, but I'd say more than likely you're probably still calling her and you're still reaching out to her because you're still under the illusion of action, thinking that there's something that you can do to make her want you more. Meaning, I'm talking about something to do in relation to her, meaning calling her, saying something to her. What she wants to see you do is to be your own man, to stand up for yourself and go chase after something relentlessly that you have a passion for in life. That's what a man does. That's what masculine energy is. Purpose, drive, mission, succeeding, accomplishing, breaking through barriers, accomplishing goals, achieving goals, those kinds of things. So not only would you make yourself more attractive to her, but any other women that you're going to meet. And besides, she's long distance, and it may be really easy for you to meet somebody new where you're at if you would just apply the things that I teach, because that'll also help you, because you start getting some other options in your life. You're not going to be so focused and obsessed with the ex-girlfriend and getting her back. And if you've got other options, it'll make it much easier for you to have more emotional self-control, so you don't do all this neediness type of behavior, this over-pursuing, stalkerish kind of weak behavior. I've done a bunch of articles on how to find your purpose in life. So if you go and you Google Corey Wayne, how to discover your purpose, I've done several articles on that to help you figure that out. If you'd like to get my help personally to help you figure out what your purpose is in life, you can go to my website, click the products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking a paid phone coaching session. If you'd like to get my book, all these video newsletters and the articles on my website is basically me teaching people who are struggling with different areas of the things, the baseline knowledge I teach in my book. And so if you haven't read it yet, I highly encourage you, go to my website. Underneath the email sign-up box, there's a box that has a link that'll take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for whatever electronic device you want to read my book on. And I will talk to you soon.